Welcome back to Heaven is Real. Today we are going to look at the near-death experience of a person who drowned 2 times during their childhood. Remember to like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get into it. After the moment of my death, I became like a breath and was breathed into the body of a nude non-gender being. I was standing alone on a bare, sandy beach before a fairly still body of water, above which was an open blue sky. I was very confused and frightened. At the center of the horizon was a small patch of clouds, a patch which I realized was approaching me. As it approached, I saw that the clouds were actually beings, and as the beings crept closer, I saw that they were lions, 7 of them, with enormous wings. When they were close, I viewed them in great detail. Their wingspan wide enough that they seemed to envelop the entire horizon. Their paws were enormous, curled under a bit in a relaxed fashion. Their faces, however, were human, with eyes fierce and kind and loving, in a way which I have never experienced on earth. I felt only comfort now, as if nothing could possibly harm me, and I experienced an overwhelming feeling of complete joy and contentment. This is the moment I was revived. I believe that had I not been revived, that I certainly would have been escorted away with these amazing creatures. I have since always been capable of envisioning this image in great detail, and it is beautiful to me. I was only a toddler, and when my mother realized I was unconscious, she called a family friend who was a registered nurse who talked my mother through my resuscitation. I received no medical attention afterwards, although I did suffer brain damage. Through my childhood, I experienced petit mal seizures, and my short-term memory was permanently damaged. It was summer and my older sister was having a few friends over for her 15th birthday party. We had an in-ground swimming pool with a slide, hemmed in with a privacy fence from the rest of our yard, which was quite large. My sister and her friends were leaving, and as they were shutting the gate, I said, "Hey, watch," and slid down the slide on my back, head first. As soon as I hit the water, the girls left, not knowing that I hit my head on the square plug at the bottom of the pool and split my head open. I was not knocked unconscious. I curled into fetal position, inhaling water. The sun was shining, sparkling through the water, and I saw blood pooling in front of me in contrast with the blue pool. I do not recall feeling any real pain or extreme panic. I do not have a concept of time, but eventually I could see our house from an aerial view of about 80 feet. I saw the roof of our house, the entire yard, my sister at the gate on the other side of the yard, about 60 feet from the pool fence. I saw my mother mowing the yard around the apple trees, which were quite a distance from the house. I also saw myself, curled up, a tiny figure on the bottom of the pool with blood pooled around my head and neck. I was then shuttled through a tunnel of rainbow lights at a speed which cannot be described, for a period of time which I cannot estimate. I emerged at the entrance of a beautiful garden, at the center of which was a hall of open pillars, featuring a calm blue sky with white clouds. There were small plants and rocks surrounding the first few pillars, then the pillars extended into a mist. I felt a presence to my left, but there was no sound. To my right, a woman was sitting, weeping on a stone, being counseling by someone wearing a simple white garment. Though no words were spoken, I heard their conversation intuitively. She was mourning her own death, and very worried about her daughter, whom she was leaving when she died. She had died of an incurable illness, however, and couldn't go back, and her counselor was comforting her, communicating that her daughter was grown and would be fine. I could feel this woman's heart breaking. I was not counseled directly and felt very calm. I knew that I was free to pass down the hall or return to life, that this was my choice, unlike the woman who was unwilling to accept her death. I very much wanted the relief of continuing down the path before me, but I could also envision my body in the pool, and by choosing to depart that life, I would be giving up a priceless experience, that no matter how great or small the accomplishments were in this life, or how difficult this life may seem, that the human experience is invaluable and precious, and that everyone's life is this way. I turned my back to the pillars and awoke in my body before I was found by my sister, opened my eyes briefly, then passed into a deep darkness until my sister found me, pulled me from the pool, and resuscitated me. I was potentially dead for about 10 minutes, perhaps longer. The drive to the hospital was about 30 minutes, as we were rural, and I came close to bleeding to death. The incision on the back of my head was closed with 15 stitches, and I contracted pneumonia. My short-term memory, which was damaged by my previous drowning, did not seem to be affected at all, at least as far as I can tell. My memory problems began from the earlier drowning and did not become worse following the second. I find this rather peculiar. However, on the way home from my week-long hospital stay, we passed a small house on a country road, very nondescript, yet I immediately knew many things about this house, as if I had lived in it, and was aware of who lived in it. This was the first time I had ever experienced any form of psychic intuition, but I've learned not only live with it, but abide by it. I do, however, tend to keep it a secret from people.